Facile formulas, catchy slogans, 10-step programs, and quick fixes too often dominate today's management training programs. But in organizations, as in all of life, human behavior is seldom predictable, and business dilemmas do not easily lend themselves to gimmicks or simplistic answers. In Management of the Absurd, psychologist, educator, and former CEO Richard Farson presents a series of management paradoxes designed to challenge conventional wisdom and encourage managers to re-examine their assumptions about effective leadership. This is Ron. Welcome to Storytime. This is Tuesday, October 3rd, and today I'm reading Chapter 11 of Management of the Absurd. Listening is more difficult than talking. When we genuinely listen to another person, we are able to enter a special world in which feelings are shared. That's a rare experience, rewarding for both parties. It yields so many positive consequences that teaching listening skills has become standard in the repertoire of management trainers. But if listening is so satisfying and effective, why don't we find more of it in the workplace? Why don't managers listen more? For many reasons. One more important reason is that good listening is inordinately difficult, even for experienced listeners. It is unrealistic to expect people to learn it quickly or to do it easily. One need only to go through the back and forth of trying to get another person to agree. Yes, that's what I really mean, to discover how difficult it is. We fail far more often than we succeed. In some situations, listening may even be inappropriate. Leaders, at times, need to ignore others, follow their own lights, tenaciously hold on to a course of action. Genuine listening to others' views need not derail such action, but it could. Presidents Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, both excellent listeners, have both been faulted for spending too much time listening, trying to build consensus. In listening, managers may feel confined, having to focus entirely upon what the other person means, how he or she sees the world. Ordinarily, human beings need more psychological space in which to move in their communication. Listening denies the listener that space. It's something like driving a car. We don't focus on the road all the time. That would be too confining. We look at the scenery, eat, drink, talk, sing, hug, kiss, play, the radio. People fail to listen not just because they don't know how, but because they feel capable of so much more than the demands of listening permit. The obstacles encountered. Listening can also be a disturbing experience. All of us have strong needs to see the world in certain ways, and when we really listen so that we understand the other person's perspective, we risk being changed ourselves. Similarly, listening to others means having to be alert to one's own defensiveness, to one's impulse to want to change others. That requires a level of self-awareness, even self-criticism, that is often not easy to endure. Listening demands openness, trust, and respect. Qualities difficult to maintain and seldom exhibited in any uniform way, even by the most experienced listeners. It is more an attitude than a skill. The best kind of listening comes not from technique, but from being genuinely interested in what really matters to other people. Listening is much more than patiently hearing people out. For managers, listening poses a special dilemma. Research tells us that people are more likely to change when we reverse the flow of communication. That is, when people are not talked at, but when they themselves have a chance to talk. Yet the popular view persists that our leaders must be great communicators, inspiring and succeeding because of their speaking ability, not their listening ability. It can be difficult for managers to reconcile those competing requirements. Finally, it has been thought that listening would be contagious, that those who were listened to sensitively would gain the ability to listen to others in the same way. Unfortunately, that's probably not what actually happens. The listening model does not seem to spread in the way one might hope, or if it does, it is in small measure. A booklet, not the stuff of manipulation. A booklet Carl Rogers and I wrote in 1955 introduced the phrase active listening into the lexicon of management and human relations training. Even though I pretty much agree with what we said then, I would not write such a piece today. The main reason is that I no longer believe that genuine listening should be reduced to a technique. To me, there's something graceless and manipulative in analyzing those special moments when we are enriched and exhilarated by someone's listening to us or being honest with us or praising us and teaching them as human relations or management skills. It is like learning memory tricks so that you can call someone you barely know by name, or using self-disclosure as a method of gaining someone's confidence. Unfortunately, the entire range of human emotional response has become fair game for the management technologists. And that was Chapter 11 of The Management of the Absurd by Richard Farson. And on Thursday, it'll be the 5th of October, I will be reading Chapter 12, Praising People Does Not Motivate Them. And that'll be coming on Thursday. Until then, thank you very much for joining me. Have a great day.